Hey, this is the Gang Breaks Kayfabe, and we are back with our SummerSlam 2025 review. I'm Cash. We got Draven, we got Jason, and we got Vance Desmond here.
What do you mean back? I've been sitting here waiting this entire time.
Well, we thought you'd be fine just sitting there and waiting.
I'm real hungry.
Yeah, well, I know if you don't eat soon, you're going to die, so...
I've never been this hungry in my entire life.
That's it.
That's my line.
Would you like some fruit snacks?
Snacks?
Yes, I would. I love fruit snacks.
Oh, do you remember the days that we used to just house fruit snacks?
That's every day.
Playing NBA.
So I measure them in boxes. How many boxes am I going to eat? I'll be like, oh, let's do 3 boxes.
Yeah, you'd always have one of those giant, like, great value size boxes or whatever.
Yeah.
And just throughout the NBA night, there'd just be wrappers all around us.
Or one bite. You just dump the pack in your mouth. That's
whole
one
pack
bite.
in your mouth, yep.
Right.
All right. Well, we're here for SummerSlam. We're not here for gummies. Well, we're always here for gummies.
Sponsors. Could
But,
be you.
That's right. But this was the 38th annual SummerSlam, and this was the first ever 2-night SummerSlam, because God forbid we just have a 1-night wrestling show anymore. If it's not, if it's WWE, we're getting 2 nights, I think, from now on. This was August 2nd and August 3rd at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Is that where your team plays?
Yes, it is.
And is that where the other New York team plays as well?
Yes, it is.
One of the other.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where me and Jason been in that building for WrestleMania 35.
Well, fancy. So you know about that.
For the same amount of time it took for 2 nights of this SummerSlam.
I figured. Yeah, because then you guys go to like the.
No, this is only the show.
Just the show was this long.
7.5 hours.
Oh yeah, because that's when they were doing long.
We got into the stadium at like 2:00.
Yeah,
I ate 3 meals there.
Of course you did. Yep. And that was just in the first hour. So the total attendance is said to have been 113,722 across both nights.
2 nights forever.
Which night do you think got more attendees?
1, because you asked that question.
2.
Wrong. Night 2.
Why would you say
lucky them?
Night 1, the attendance was 53,161 people, and on night 2, 60,561. So,
counting car parking people, employees, homeless people in the parking
anybody
lot.
that can,
anyone on
that's
premises.
All the people who were sitting at home on night 1 and saw that and said, you know what? I need to get my ass to New Jersey.
Yeah, it drew an extra 7,000 people for 7.5, almost 7,500 more people. So, but I guess Cena and Cody, they sell. So night 2, I thought going in looked way better. I don't know how you guys will end up thinking it, but I don't know if I would put either night really above the other one, but we'll get into that. So there's so much filler right off the bat of night 1. We get the national anthem, then we get the now CrossFit arrival shots.
Tommy's here, huh? The national anthem's filler in your book. Okay, good to know.
It is filler.
It wasn't the national anthem,
for
clarity's sake. It was like God Bless America. A little bit different.
Oh,
that's a Vince holdover.
That's why it felt like filler.
He doesn't know our anthem.
I don't. I mean, really, like,
I think it starts by saying "God Save the Queen."
It's not on any of my Spotify playlists. But yeah, then we had the arrival shots. Then we had a video package of SummerSlam, hosted by or narrated by Drewski, which I don't know who that is. Anybody know who Drewski is?
He's a comedian, internet personality.
Okay.
Influencer,
So
basically.
There
he
you go.
narrated the video package. And then there was a full entrance and mic time for Cardi B.
Oh, she was
As
the
she welcomed
worst.
us. Which,
For a person that makes her living speaking, she was the worst fucking intro promo of all time. Fucking god awful. So bad that night 2 they replaced her with Triple H because she was so bad.
And just kept staring at the monitor to read whatever like she was saying. Like,
yeah.
it was bad.
Well, so we finally get to our first match, which was Team Braun Braun versus Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. So this, I don't really have a lot of like preamble for this match. Like, it's just been the whole thing where all of these guys are involved with Seth and his group, along with Punk and Sammy and everyone else. But Roman and Jey drew the straw to face Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, I suppose. At the end of the match, Breaker went to spear Jey Uso, but Roman shoved Uso out of the way, took the spear instead. Uso then took out Breaker with a super kick, and then hit spear and an Uso splash on Bronson Reed to pin him and win the match.
Bronson Weed, I like that better.
Bronson Reed. So I caught more so like the final stretch of this match, which made me think that like everybody kind of had their work boots on for this one.
That dive by Roman, wow.
That's the exact spot I think where I guess it wasn't the final stretch things. It was that exact spot where I was like, oh shit, Roman's here to work.
That whole so I know my opinion is gonna be different than you guys. I thought this tag match was great. I thought all these guys worked super hard, especially Roman, because I thought opening match on SummerSlam. He's been the WrestleMania main eventer the last 5 years. This is not that big of a deal to him, but man, he has working boots on. I thought.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked Bronson Reed's dive was crazy to follow Roman's. Somebody that size. I mean, I know anytime I've ever even attempted to do a dive for the ropes like that, it does not go that well. They hit I think it was Roman and Jey hit the Doomsday Bulldog. That spot always scares the shit out of me after
Me
like
too.
with Buff Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell. I think that every time I see it, I think of Buff Bagwell.
It just seems so like it's so dangerous to a guy, that can happen so easily. One of my biggest takeaways from this match was that Braun should be the only dude on the roster doing the spear. I think Taker had said that too, or Goldberg, one of the two. But like Jay's looked like a really bad shoulder block or a shoulder tackle, and not a spear. Like when you have Braun Breaker in a match, at least Braun should be the only guy in a match doing the spear. I think,
Yeah.
if nothing else, because it really shows how not great everybody else's spears are. I think the wrong team kind of went over here, which maybe in hindsight, knowing what happens on the end of the night, it works a little bit better. But I still think like Roman, I guess they get the crowd going in the first match, but I still think Braun should have went over. I did like that Roman Reigns took the spear instead of Uso, which kind of keeps building that because he was like very, even when he came back, he was still had that ego about him and was still acting like the tribal chief, and he was still the only one that mattered. So this kind of shows that there's a little bit of character progression there for a guy that hasn't had a lot of it lately. But overall, I thought the match was pretty good.
Yeah,
Really solid.
I agree. I assumed that Braun was going to win, but knowing again what happens later changes things. Assuming night 2 didn't go like night 2 went, I really thought that we were going to get a fourth member to the stable, and that they would go over just to keep them strong while Seth was out to show, hey, they can hang, because winning a tag match isn't the same as beating Roman or Jay one-on-one. So I just assumed there was going to be outside interference from an extra person to join them. whoever that could be. I didn't even really, I don't think, had an idea who could have been, but that's what I was assuming was going to happen. But yeah, the match was good for what it was now, knowing that. But at the time, I was like, why would you do this? Like, if Seth is out, you don't want his guys to look like they can't win without him.
That's what I was thinking when I still kind of thought Seth was, hurt. I never really knew if it was a work or a shoot either way, but I was like, if he is hurt, it kind of sucks to put these guys under. Like, they've got to do something other than just be the guys that get their asses beat for him before coming back and helping him.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to be J&J Security Part 2 or whatever.
Right. So Meltzer gave this match 4 stars, which is pretty up there for Meltzer for this match. I was surprised by that one. I don't know if I'd probably go more like a 3.5.
Yeah.
See, I had 3 3/4, so
3 3/4. I thought it was good, but nothing that was like mind blowing. So up next we had We're Not Friends. I think that's what they're going by, against Raquel and Roxanne, the Judgment Day. It's Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. I think they're going by We're Not Friends.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
That's what their shirt says.
Okay. So after WrestleMania 41, Alexa Bliss started trying to get Charlotte to team up with her. It took a while and some pestering from Bliss, but finally Charlotte agreed. So at Evolution, the two competed in a fatal 4-way tag match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, but came up short, even though neither woman was pinned, which led to Adam Pearce filling in for Nick Aldis on SmackDown to announce that Alexa and Charlotte would be facing Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez for the titles at SummerSlam. In the end, Charlotte hit a big boot on Rodriguez, allowing Alexa Bliss to hit a Sister Abigail on Roxanne Perez and pinning her for We're Not Friends to become the new women's tag team champions.
Were they teasing something there at the end with Charlotte behind Alexis and her looking back like she didn't trust her? Is that what they were going for?
And I think they're still, I didn't watch it, but I read the results for either Raw or SmackDown. I don't know what show. I think SmackDown.
SmackDown tonight.
But Charlotte was like kind of taking digs at Alexis a little bit, or like acting like she was. So apparently they didn't plan for them to really become a team. It was more so supposed to be Alexa trying to get her to, and then Charlotte would attack her and stay heel. But then the crowd response was good. So I don't know if they're just going to go ahead and make this short-lived. I think they should keep them together for a while. I think they're really over right now. I don't know why you'd want to ruin it.
Yeah, I did not see them winning, because that just seemed to screw over whatever Judgment Day storyline of them controlling belts. And when Liv comes back, hey, you won the belt with her, but I'm back now, so you're my partner.
Yeah.
So whether that means Liv's going to be out longer than expected or what that is, but it didn't seem to do anything for the Judgment Day to lose. And even if we're not friends lost, they're two established names that they still could keep playing with the, are we going to stay as tag team or not? And I think I might have said on the last show that we did for Evolution that Charlotte definitely looks like she's having more fun and doesn't seem to be quite the same person she was in heel persona. So, that helps her to get over with the crowd, not only just being with a fan favorite, but I didn't expect them to win at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if Charlotte had turned and dropped off the apron as Alexa went for a pin. I wouldn't have been surprised if that happened in this match. But Tim, what were you guys' thoughts? Tim, okay, Draven, what do you think about this match?
I didn't. You go.
It was okay. I thought they were going to do some kind of. He's dying. I thought they were going to do some kind of turn. Was my guess too, but I mean, star ratings 2.5.
Uh, I think so. I don't think they should. I don't know why they had 2 tag matches back to back. I think
True.
that hurt this one coming off of the opener. Uh, I thought the match was okay. There was nothing bad about it, I didn't think. But I mean, I don't think you should ever do, unless it's a tag tournament show. I don't think you should ever have 2 tag matches back to back, because you're going to basically see the same thing over again that you just saw. So as far as the layout goes, so I do think it suffered from being the second tag match in a row. I think Charlotte and Alexa make a really good team. It will be interesting to see where they go from here. And like Jason said, I kind of thought that they would have Liv come back while Raquel and Roxanne had the titles. Then you do the whole Liv wants her title back, Roxanne doesn't want to give it up, which there's still time for them to win the titles back and for Charlotte to turn heel to do
Right.
that. So, but Meltzer gave this match 3 stars, which probably just for the simple fact that it was the second tag match in a row, and again, you're going to see the same layout. So I'd go 2.5, 3. Like I'd be comfortable 3.
Yeah, I'm not upset by that, but yeah, I probably would have said 2.5 also.
All right. Well, up next was Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett. This has been going on for a while now, with Kross telling Sami that he's a liar, and that he isn't the great human that he tries to say he is. They've had a couple matches before this. Kross had taken Sami out with a lead pipe at one point. So coming into this match, the story was kind of just like Kross is starting to kind of like the popularity starting to get there. He's starting to bubble up a little bit. People want to see him more. But can Kross like really perform well enough in the ring to go anywhere with it? During the match, Scarlett placed at one point. Zayn hit a Blue Thunder Bomb on Kross, and Scarlett basically handed Sami the pipe. She put it like at his feet. Sami grabbed it and contemplated whether or not to hit Kross with it. And then he refused, threw it outside the ring, proving that Kross couldn't tempt him. Kross got a roll up for a near fall on Zayn, but Zayn then hit the exploder suplex and a haluva kick on Kross and pinned him to win the match.
So have you guys heard this thing about Karrion Kross complaining he doesn't want to take bumps?
Yeah, and I don't think it's because like
I don't think it's true.
the very next match he like took quite a few bumps and then like posted something about it.
Jim Cornette's been doing a bump count on all his matches they review or whatever, and I think the most he's taken in a match is 8.
Yeah, I watched like the very first match he had after that came out. I watched that match and he bumped like quite a few times.
Are you counting when he throws someone?
No,
Okay.
like he would even like I was watching to see if he was doing like a side bump or like an actual back bump, and he was like it almost seemed like he was purposefully making sure it was a flat back bump.
But you said that's
He's
right
not that
after that
old
came
either to
out,
be-
right? That
Yeah,
then he
I
was
know, I
probably
mean,
just overcompensating.
yeah.
He
I
took
mean,
5. He took 5 in this match, by the way.
he might not want to bump a lot. I think he does kind of bump to his side, kind of like Flair did. Like he doesn't bump regular, I don't think.
He but he doesn't like that suplex into the corner then, because I
I
mean I
know.
don't mind bumping, but that's not a fun
He
bump.
took it like shit
Yeah.
in this match, though. Like he barely even touches the
Yeah.
buckle.
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, because I bet if he hates regular bumps, then he really hates that one.
I said that spot is always either looks like death or looks like shit. Like there's
Yeah.
no in between. So a guy's
I
either
gave-
gonna get dropped right on his neck or it's not gonna look good.
I gave Draven an over the head German into a moonsault into a corner before. It was his call. I didn't. I would
Well,
never
yeah.
call that to someone. I would never be
You
like,
called it in the
okay,
ring.
I went
Drove
all
me in
out
the
with
corner.
it, so it ended up pretty good. I don't think I got hurt either. If I would have like half-weighed it or whatever, I
Mm-mm.
would have fucking popped some kind of spleen or something.
One of
Yeah,
your
because
spleen.
I remember being shocked you were fine. I was like, oh, huh.
Oh, I guess we can finish the match now. Really thought that was going to be it.
Yeah, I was expecting an
Well,
easy
later
night.
on in that match, in that same match, I get the match confused which ones, but we had a Canadian destroyer off the top onto a ladder, a power bomb onto a ladder that dumps you on your head on the gym floor, a Rana on the floor. I mean, that was the least of our worries at the time. Was that Sherman?
So this match, I did not like it much at all. I thought it was ridiculous that Sammy didn't just come out like House of Fire, trying to beat the shit out of Cross. Like that's what this whole storyline. That Cross has pushed Sammy, further and further, and Sammy's done with it and wants to. But then he just sort of they circle each other. Like I hate when matches that have like a lot of animosity in the build up where one guy wants to kill the other, just starts out like a normal match. Never like that. I think one of the reasons I was trying to figure out who the agents were for these matches is because I think like Karrion Kross and in WWE, Tim or Draven, Jason, one of you guys might notice, but like I don't know like how much say the work the wrestlers have like in the layout of their match.
No
I think
clue.
it's just, from what I've ever seen, it's exactly the same as we work it out, but there's another dude there giving you suggestions.
I just feel like the way Cross works because he kind of like it's slow and deliberate, which I like. That's kind of what I did. But the pace of his matches are just never favorable. Like for him, like he just kind of looks like he walks around doing nothing for too long. Uh, he'll take too much offense at times, and then hit like one suplex, and he's like hope spots are great, but you can't have like a prolonged hope spot where it feels like it's a huge chunk of a match, and
I
then
was
Cross
supposed
just hits one move.
I was supposed to wrestle Karrion Cross instead of Big Bill,
I
Big
remember
Cass,
that. Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, but it got switched because he got signed back to WWE, and I always was like, man, I think I would have had a better match with Karrion, but I don't know.
I don't know,
I don't
man.
know.
Probably, but
The choke slam would have been different.
yeah.
Yeah.
Saito Suplex isn't great, but it's better than a chokeslam.
I think I've hit you with enough Saito suplexes, or no, you used to hit me with those actually more
Mm-hmm.
than I would hit you.
Well, no, mine was Exploder on you,
Exploder,
which
yeah.
is similar. Yeah.
So I was pretty sure that after this match, Cross and Scarlett were on their way out. But then I heard that they had been offered new contracts. But then yesterday on the Two-Man Power Trip podcast, Karrion Kross said that he is still under contract. So it seems like a lot of what's being fed out there is just to kind of further whatever angle they're going for here, which may or may not ever end. If like the only positive I see for this, and it's such a small nerdy positive that like isn't even all that much of a positive, but so when or if Sami Zayn ever wins world title, like this can be looked at as a pretty key piece of that story of him getting that because Cross went out of his way to change Sami and whatever.
But
Cross
only if
kind of
Sammy changes. For now, he's just doing the same match he was doing before.
yeah, but like now, like if he's proved that he doesn't have to be the guy Cross thinks he is, like it's again, it's very nerdy.
I don't.
It's just the only thing I can even really. I just try to take something away for the purpose of this match.
I
Get him,
don't. I don't
Draven.
follow. I don't follow because you know the way WWE booking is. They're not using this for some long-term kernel of Sammy's story.
This
like
is
6 steps down the
in
line.
my head. In my head.
This is Cash
So,
fanfic.
will Sammy ever win a world title?
I'd like to say yes, but I don't know. I mean, I think he's one of the most over dudes in the company. Like if Jey Uso can have a title reign, I don't understand why Sammy can't.
Kevin Owens had one title
Good
reign
point.
that lasted like 4 months. Finn Balor had one title reign that lasted like 1 day. Like, there are some really good workers of that same time period that got shortchanged, and I think Sammy just isn't in the right place at the right time. His time was Elimination Chamber when him and Reigns had the blow off, but it just wasn't the right time for the belt to switch.
Yeah. I can see him maybe being somebody that wins the title and then gets the cash in on him and immediately drops it. I can kind of see that happening to him. But I don't know. It has seemed like various times it felt like the perfect time to pull the trigger, and they just never do.
The Sammy and Roman match, man, I really wanted them to do it, but I knew it wasn't the right thing to do. That environment, though, was one of the best big fight feels I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody kind of knew it was going to be Cody, but at the same time, man, like, yeah, that was the place and time to do it. And then they could have figured out what to do from there. But I get that they wanted Cody to be the guy that takes Roman out.
2 stars.
Meltzer gave this one 1.5, which is the lowest rated match across both nights. And I would be right. Yeah, 1.5 sounds fine with me.
Not my lowest yet.
Not yours yet.
I assumed that it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go either way. I either thought that, yes, like you said, they should have came out just all firing both of them of, I need to convince you, you need to be a different person. I don't need you to keep beating me up on a weekly. And that didn't happen. But I had thought maybe Cross would win, and then afterward, because Sammy wanted to stay good guy, and then after the match, then he gets the pipe, then he completely snaps afterwards, is what I was expecting to happen. But it just didn't do that either. So I don't. Again, not exactly sure where it goes from there. I saw the backstage thing with Cross where he was like, "Yeah, but he knows now," or "He never said it, but like okay, we didn't say it. So what? Again, this was a middle of the show 3-hour Monday Night Raw match.
Yeah.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done for Karrion Kross, though, right?
Well, so he has an autobiography that came out either this week or is coming out next week or something. So I also thought that if Sammy snapped and beat him down, he'd take time off if he's doing any kind of, I don't say media tour, but if he's doing any kind of book signings or, whatever it might be, that gives him an excuse to be away from TV for a week or two to go and promote the book. But yeah, I don't know what this really does for him. I mean, other than apparently it showed that the crowd is still chanting for him at the after show press conference, or maybe for Brock, and that it was good enough. If there really was, we haven't discussed the new contract that they apparently did based in what's happened with Sammy. But as far as what happened on our TVs, didn't really do much for me.
Well,
What'd you say?
What?
You didn't give a number, did?
Oh yeah, it was. I would say it was a 2 because it didn't do much of anything for, I don't think, either of them. We have to wait to see, I guess. But for the match itself, it wasn't anything.
Draymond, what do you think?
I gave it a 1.5. It did absolutely nothing for me, and we've spent more time talking on it than I spent thinking about it while watching it.
One last thing on it. I feel like Cross, what'll probably end up happening is they'll finally have some big moment where he's, does something like kind of get a big spotlight with the fans getting all excited, and finally Cross is going to get a push or whatever. And then just like the R-Truth thing, we're never going to hear about it again. So, like, they'll just do that to be like, there, we tried. Like, we gave you the big moment, and then it didn't work. You guys didn't care after that. So, who knows? Anyways, on to the next match, which is Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. Jade won the Queen of the Ring final at Night of the Champions to earn the match against whoever was the WWE Women's Champion. And after successfully defending the title against Trish Stratus at Evolution, Tiffany Stratton remained champion and faced Cargill. In the end, Jade went for a Jaded from the middle rope, but Stratton sent Jade to the mat with they were trying to do like a body scissors, I think. It was very slow and didn't look great. And then hit the prettiest moonsault ever to retain the title. Thoughts? Starting with whoever wants to go first on this one. Tim? 3 stars. 3 stars from Tim. Okay.
I thought it was probably Jade's best
It was
WWE match. I said same thing, 3 stars, but wasn't anything worthy of the show, really.
yeah, agreed completely.
Jason?
Yeah, I agree. I said 3, and it again, it was what it was for what it was.
So when Jade first came out, I was surprised that she didn't have like a Marvel comic inspired outfit. I think it was like Jamaican, like
Yeah,
Jamaica. But then when the finish happened, I was like, oh, maybe. And this is just me putting like things in there, so it's probably not true. But I was like, maybe she knew this wasn't going to be like her big moment, so she didn't really give a shit about that. But I don't know if that's. It just seemed odd to me that in a big match like this, she didn't do that, which she usually does. I was shocked that she didn't win the match. Like them having her beat Naomi at Evolution, and then Naomi goes on to get to cash in, but like I thought this was going to be like the start of the push for Jade, so I was kind of surprised when she didn't win. Meltzer gave this one 2 stars, and I would probably be right around like a 2.5 or a 3, about the same as you guys. Thought it was a decent match. Like I said, the finish took too long. There was something about it, the setup for it or something. It just was very overconvoluted. Which leads us to, I think, is what's going to be Tim's lowest rated match, possibly. We get Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul versus Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. Not your okay.
Let me stop you there.
Okay.
I can't believe you would slander me. This match is great.
Okay. I
Three
didn't know how you
and,
were going to go on it.
3 3/4. It's as good as a celebrity match can go off. Period.
Okay. Well, so to lead what, Draven?
I thought it went solid. I didn't think it was anywhere near the top tier of celebrity matches. I thought it was good. I think Jelly Roll put in the effort and he didn't embarrass himself, but like not near the top of celebrity matches at all. Not even close.
Just that he was willing to do that table bump was surprising to me. I mean, that was rough.
I mean, he just laid there.
I think
he
Tim
didn't
is
know how
forgetting-
rough it was going to be.
I mean, they told him there's a grown man following you.
Meh.
I think
I-
Tim
I-
is forgetting Shaq and Jade versus Cody and Red Velvet from AEW. So
Or Jay
I-
Leno and Hogan.
I saw an interview with Stax from NXT, Tony
Mhm.
D'Angelo's.
yeah.
Whatever. So I guess that's who Jelly Roll had been working out with. And I had
Yep.
seen someone else had said in an interview that like Jelly Roll moved basically to the performance center. And I mean, physically, he already had been working on losing weight anyway, but had actually been there every day. And I guess the first day there, he broke his finger and then was instantly like, all right, so we just going to keep going, right? We don't need to stop. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow, whatever it is. And they were like, we've seen so many, especially through the NIL deals, the
Travis
gymnast,
Scott's.
the gymnasts, the D1 athletes that have come through the performance center that take a few bumps and they're like, I just can't do this. I'm not coming back. So it does also sound like he also at least earned the respect of people there and backstage as far as his respect and his commitment to doing it and not just, hey, I have a world tour with Post Malone that I need to promote, which I don't know they even ever did any kind of real promotion for him. across
I didn't know
anything.
about. I didn't know about that until you said it. So
Yeah. So as far as that goes, yeah, I also thought that was one of the better. I was expecting it to be, oh, this is going to be slow. This is going to be plodding along, and he definitely seemed to hold up his end of everything. I think it was him on Cody's podcast that he said that he had requested to lose the match because he was like, it doesn't do me any good to win. I'm not going to be here, but Logan Paul will be. So why, like, so even just the idea of I'm here and I'm fine with not going over, I think
Right.
knowing those things in
so I
retrospect, if nothing else, adds to the enjoyment of the match of this guy really put the work in and understood what his point in being there was. Poor Randy that he got stuck in this kind
so
of spot.
Randy.
But no,
So
I
Jelly
enjoyed it.
Jelly Roll as a human is awesome. His music, 3 stars out of 5. It's fine. There's some good songs. It's okay. Nothing wrong. But as a human being, if you like watched any of his other stuff, uh, he's a good human being. Like really brought up like all his friends with him when he became rich. Gives a ton of money to charities, and like they gave all his profit he made from this show to some charity. Or
Yeah.
so
I think it was, yeah, I saw that, something about that. So I do think Logan pinning Jelly Roll was definitely the right call. Like Jason was saying, or at least Jelly Roll taking the pin, like whether it was Logan or I think Logan was probably the best option though. So just to lead into this match though, Drew had returned on July 4th at SmackDown and interrupted an Orton promo, basically just telling him that he should have punted Cena's head off. Orton hit an RKO on McIntyre. Following weeks, Jelly Roll was on SmackDown performing one of the songs, but was interrupted by Logan Paul, which drew out Randy Orton, which drew out Drew McIntyre, who hit a Claymore kick on Orton. Jelly Roll then got involved as Drew and Logan were attacking Orton to make the save. The following night, at Saturday Night's main event, Orton beat McIntyre, but then Logan Paul attacked him, which Jelly Roll then attacked Logan Paul and then ate a Claymore kick from Drew. Jelly Roll and Orton laid out the challenge, and that set this tag match up. So in the end, Orton hit an RKO on McIntyre, but then Logan sent Orton into the ring post and then hit a frog splash on Jelly Roll to win. Um, the biggest criticism I've seen of this match from most people is just the fact that Jelly Roll is even in the match, which that's a whole different argument, I think. Like, he was in the match, though, so just judging it off of his performance in the match, it exceeded any expectations I might have had for it. I also was surprised. Like, what kind of impressed me more than anything was that Jelly Roll took heat. Like, I did not expect that to happen. I didn't think he would be in the ring any more than he had to. Like, not so much from his own word, but I just thought, celebrity like that, they'd keep him out as much as possible. I thought Jelly Roll looked good. The only thing that it always kind of made me laugh, like every time he knew that he was going to like get splashed or whatever, he put his hands over his dick, just make sure. Which like, and then even when he went to take the, I think he got a Claymore from Drew, I think, and like he was leaning like way too early. He was leaning in and ready for it. But I mean, for the first time the guy's ever been in a wrestling match, I was shocked at his performance. Like I thought he did fine. That splash was insane off the to the table. Yeah, I mean, definitely felt that shit. Meltzer gave this one 3.75.
same as me.
Is that the same as you?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably go 3 would be mine. I think it was a good match, but again, other than
Draven,
the
did you say a star? Because I remember you talking about it, but I don't remember you saying a star.
No, I had it at 2.75. I do like Jelly Roll getting into that good a shape. I think he dropped 250 pounds. That's crazy. Like that should be commended.
wow.
The match was fun, but the
Yeah, I knew he'd
dedication
been
should be commended.
I knew he'd been dropping weight for a while before this, but yeah, like Jason said, if he was at the Performance Center, he must have been working his ass off to really get in there. So, yeah, definitely better than I ever thought it would be. Like, I hadn't paid much attention to this before SummerSlam. I didn't even know this was a match. So I was like, oh, this should be interesting. And then, like, they showed, I saw a few of the clips, and then I was like, well, he looks all right. Like, he ate the Claymore. Like, that's noble of him. So then we get to our main event for night one. CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Punk won a gauntlet match on the July 14th episode of Raw to earn the match against Gunther. Throughout the match, the story was basically Gunther just kept murdering Punk. Punk would not stay down, no matter what. Eventually, Gunther got a little bit too cocky, got on the announce table, started playing to the crowd. Punk swept his legs, which busted open Gunther's nose. And as we all know, nobody makes Gunther bleed his own blood. But I do like that Gunther freaked out. Like, it was exactly what a bully, like what a bully would do. Like, once he sees his own blood, like, he would freak out. So I like that. Punk went for a go to sleep. Gunther countered a sleeper hold. Punk ended up hitting 2 go to sleeps in a row and beat Gunther for the title. The first go to sleep Punk hit, my girlfriend thought he had smashed Gunther's face again. Like, she was very, very worried about Gunther because he ate the hell out of that first one.
Yeah.
So before we get to the very end, I really liked Punk's Fantastic Four gear. I thought that was a pretty cool little thing.
So, side note, so we were discussing, even on night 2, when the tag teams came out and everyone had blue, and we were like, oh, there just must have been a bunch of blue material left over from Punk's. Never once dawned on me until, like, later that night, that we saw a Fantastic Four Little Caesars commercial. And I'm like, now I get why he's wearing it. I think DIY were wearing blue too, and I was just like, oh, everyone has blue on, but his was clearly, now that I realize.
Yeah, I mean,
What he was doing.
been playing his clobbering time for so long, he finally gets to, like, rep the Fantastic Four colors.
I told you that Fiona thought that was a CM Punk thing that Thing did.
I think a lot of younger people probably do.
We were playing Marvel Rivals, and Thing goes, "It's kilometer time." She's, "Oh, he said the CM Punk thing." I was like, "No, that's his thing."
That's his thing. I didn't think it was fair to Punk that the ring general Gunther was in a match sponsored by the General Insurance. Thought that was unfair.
We had a side bet going at our house that Shaq was going to show up as a run-in, since everything has to be cross-promoted, and he is a spokesperson for the General, but that didn't happen. Damn it.
I fucking love this match. I thought Punk's hope spots were, like, really good. The match was laid out great. Again, the whole, like, Gunther being a giant ass bully, but then as soon as he sees his own blood, it freaks him out and he kind of loses his shit. I was shocked that, like, not that it wasn't the finish, but at least that it didn't happen at any point. But I was shocked they didn't do the Brett and Piper sleeper hold, kick off the ropes into a pin attempt. Like, I was shocked that didn't happen. But yeah, I thought this match was really fucking good. I
need to go last.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 4.25. Draven, Jason.
All right, I'll go first. I thought it was really good. I went 4 stars with it, but it did go, like, a little slow at some points. I know you don't got to be go with the story they were telling, but it seemed like maybe Punk was sucking a little wind and Gunther was giving him more time than he needed to recuperate and all that. But we'll get to the next part after everybody gives their scores. But for this, I gave it a 4.
Jason?
No, I completely agree. There were times that I was just like, good Lord, why is this still going on? Then I'd look at the clock and be like, it's only 9 o'clock, so it needs to keep going on. How much longer is this going to go on at this speed? And then it would get good. Then there'd be a section I was like, oh, that was good. And then it would be back to, oh, now it kind of feels like we're plodding along again. And the other thing I don't like is like Gunther giving all these chops. I mean, that's hurting people, and so I have no
Oh,
respect.
I have a theory about that now. So Tim brought up in our group chat that Bret Hart went like shit all over Gunther for the chops. Whatever.
To his face.
So I thought about this. I'm betting Bret is upset that Gunther didn't chop through Goldberg's chest into his heart. So he took it easy on Goldberg, but he didn't take it easy on Punk, and Punk is a Bret guy. So that's why I think Bret was pissed about it. He should have chopped through Goldberg, chopped him in two, but he didn't.
He should have been thanking him for ending Goldberg's career, but instead he told him to his face that he hurts people on purpose, and like, but I hurt the person that hurt you.
This is one of the times that I will disagree with Bret Hart and just be like, dude, quit being the old man that hates everything.
Yeah.
So my opinion of this is a lot of what Draven said, but even more, it hurt it even more, I think, than it did for Draven, because my whole thing is I when I do this, when I'm a babyface, I do the same thing, is I die too much. I don't stay active. Man, CM Punk was dead.
See, I think that worked in this match.
Okay, it would have worked if it wouldn't have been that long. Because the dude's dead for 30 minutes, like dead for 30 minutes, and then just hits two finishes and pins him. If you explain the match like that, dude just took heat for 30 minutes and just died, didn't come back really much at all, and then he hit his finish twice and won.
But
that is what happened. It was fancier than that, but that is what happened.
But you're excluded, I think, with the spot with Gunther's nose getting back open. And again, I think this match had the Sammy and Karrion Kross pacing, but definitely extended. But this is how you want to do that. To me, Gunther is a legitimate guy that can just fucking murder you. And Punk's thing has kind of always been, he's a stubborn prick that hates, like, that. For the most part, like, he'll continue to fight. And this was like, he wants this belt, whatever. So I thought the story worked really well. I was fine with the length of the match. I'd have been fine if the match was a few minutes shorter. But I think with the blood, Gunther kind of freaking out, losing his confidence all of a sudden, and kind of like getting overwhelmed, I think the finish made sense.
The table spot itself brings down the whole bleeding and bully and seeing his own blood thing for me, because what was the kayfabe reason he was up there? Was he marching around to like give tribute to the general car insurance? Like, he was just on the table marching around like he's Santino with the trombone. So like, I get they were trying to get to a spot that broke his nose, but that wasn't a very organic way to get there.
Yeah, why not just have him try to powerbomb Punk on the table? Punk slips out, pulls his foot, and then he eats it. It would have probably looked better, but I don't think they wanted Punk to be coming back yet, really. But he still pulled his foot, so whatever.
Well, I think they've showed, I mean, in a lot of Gunther's matches, like where he gets kind of pushed a little bit, he does tend to get a little cocky, and it ends up. So, like, but I agree. Like, they could have done it better, I think, that spot. But it was also, to me, it was like a change of pace from the rest of the show. A little bit, like, just it was more slow, old school. And I love Gunther. I think is amazing, and as far as like in the ring, I'm a fan of Punk's work, but Gunther, I'm a huge fan of. So like, I'm probably going to usually rate Gunther matches a little bit higher just because of how much I like Gunther.
So what do you think as far as these two are possible of delivering? Do you think they gave the best these two are possible of delivering? Because I don't think so. They could deliver.
I mean, I think the story they told, they delivered very well. I mean, I think they could probably do another match with a different pace, different story to it, and also have a good one.
You think better?
Possibly. I don't know. I like Gunther being like in control, just a fucking beast. Like
Yeah.
I buy him a lot. I mean, I
In
buy
that
his
in that
dominance.
sense, though,
You,
you brought up the word beast. Like, I think Vader matches when I think beast, and I don't think Gunther's pushing the pace that Vader did and pushing the violence that Vader did. Like, it's not that much of a mauling when it's just chops and like him kicking you with his boot while you're on the ground to show the cockiness. Because that's basically what it is for 30 minutes.
I mean,
yeah.
I like that kind of match, but
It was just a little. If they would have gave CM Punk 2 more minutes of hope, I would have liked him a lot more.
yeah, I mean, I agree that they probably could have even shortened it a little bit
Yeah.
instead of doing more hope. Um,
Either
but
one. Yeah.
for what it was, I mean, by the time this match happened, I was feeling pretty good. So, uh,
So when we talk about the cash in, let me start with this because I have a funny story about this. So all of us knew this was going to happen, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just it worked me.
Okay.
The actual in like cash in part.
So it did my daughter too, and that was going to be my example. Is that like not everybody's work because she's pretty much a smart fan, but her thought was when Seth came out, she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, he really is hurt. Dang it." Is what she. And then when he went back, dropped crutches, she's like, "Oh my god," is what she literally said. So I mean, it got some people. We got to remember, we're not the usuals.
Well, as soon as Punk won, I said to Danielle, I was just saying it, but I was like, and any second, Burn It Down's gonna hit, and Rollins is gonna come out and cash in. So then Burn It Down hits, and I'm like, and here we go. Then when he comes out on the crutches, I same thing for me. I was like, oh fuck, he actually is hurt, and I thought maybe they were just doing like a little like, don't forget,
Jeez.
Seth is still watching. But then as he started to get a little bit slower on the walk back and like right before he stopped, I was like, oh no, wait, this is a swerve. And then yeah, he really wonkas the crutches. Uh, so yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we all assumed the cashing was happening, but that I thought it was a pretty effective way to do it. Um, and
Draven? Draven
Meltzer,
saying no.
no. Well, real quick, Meltzer gave Punk and Gunther 4.5 stars. Um, so Draven, why do you not think the cash in was as good as me and Tim?
I like the storytelling of it. I like that they worked an injury to get there. I like all that. What I didn't like is the execution of the actual cash in. So, fine, if you want to go for that Willy Wonka moment where he does that or whatever. But then why does Punk just stand there clutching the belt for 30 minutes while Rollins grabs the ref and he's not like charging down to the ring. He's just doing his normal walk. They don't even use the two Bronze over there to help out in any way, which would have at least bought some time for Seth to get down the ramp. But did they change the booking because Braun blew out his leg on that stupid table spot jumping there?
I wondered that. Yeah.
Maybe, but it's just Punk standing around until he got hit in the head with a briefcase like 5 times. It made Punk look pretty
Well,
dumb.
one of the very first posts I saw after the match was somebody saying like Punk took that belt after he beat Cena and ran through the crowd like immediately. He's like, and this dude's just going to stand in the ring when he knows what kind of piece of shit Seth Rollins is. So yeah, I agree that part did hurt it.
Here's what happened. You guys misread what was going down. CM
Okay.
Punk wasn't sitting. CM Punk wasn't sitting in the ring holding the belt. Phil Brooks was sitting in the ring holding the belt because he was happy to be champion again, and he knew that he was about to lose it, so he was holding on to it for every second he could because he was like, all right, I finally got the main event Mania, and you saw what happened there. I got the belt back in this run at this age, and I know it's about to go, so I'm just going to stand here and relish that fact while everything
See,
else is happening
That almost
around me.
fixes it for me.
I know they didn't. So I fixed it in my brain automatically because my thought was that CM Punk is a babyface who wants to fight stuff. So he stayed.
No.
Well, I have the perfect explanation. the guys in the back told Punk that he was supposed to stand there and wait for Rollins to come down and cash in. So I think that's what happened. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm with Tim. I think if kayfabe wise, he wasn't going to back down from Rollins. But I mean, sure. Like, looking at it from like a sensical standpoint, there really wasn't a lot of reason for him to stand there and just wait. Like, I did like that he was looking around because maybe that's why he didn't take off running through the crowd, because he knew Braun and Braun were somewhere. But I thought they were going to, like Draven said, I thought at least Bronson Reed was going to jump Punk.
He was just so dumbstruck by the fact that he saw them crutches fly out so perfectly that he was like, wait, he was just trying to process. So he's not injured? What the hell's happening?
My daughter hates CM Punk, I think, because of my influence.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say he's a good wrestler. I was like, but he is a jerk or whatever. So when Seth won, when she saw it, she goes, yes, that's much better. So,
does anyone know if Breaker, like what kind of injury that was? Like, is he legit? Is he like hurt bad?
I think he ended up working on
I didn't know he
Raw, so I don't think it's that bad. I think he just
Yeah, he worked Raw.
Okay.
From bashing the front
At some point during the show, somebody in the crowd posted a video of Breaker being helped to the back after the match, and like he was limping really bad, and like being helped by a couple guys. So I didn't know if he.
I actually thought this the other day, and I was like, I need to say this on the podcast. Eventually, doing that spear, either the way he does it, him or his opponent are going to get hurt, and it's only a matter of time. Because I know it's cool to have that kind of speed. In the ring, sure, you can get by longer, but some of those on the floor, man, he has no control. That shoulder tackle he gave Roman, he was out of control.
Yeah, I think it looks awesome, but like I always assume he's going to land on his head. If not,
when he did that,
hit the other guy in a way that hurts him.
When he did that one in the entrance way to Carlito, his afterwards, he almost ran right into the apron.
Yeah.
And that would have sucked.
There's certain times where he's basically just like DDT'd himself with fear.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, before we get into night 2, let's another toast real quick.
Does your cat make too much noise? Did you invent kit mittens to get it under control? Well, this would be the best place to advertise. The Gang Breaks Kayfabe podcast is actively looking for new sponsors. If you're interested, shoot us an email at thegangbreakskayfabe@gmail.com. Reach a wider audience. Support a bunch of idiots.
So, night 2 opens with Triple H coming out. Like Draven said, Cardi B was so terrible at talking that Triple H came out. He told us all what a great guy Trump was, and that he did his thing, which was much quicker than night 1. I don't remember like a lot of filler on night 2, which I might have started watching a little bit late, though, so that might be why. But our first match is a triple threat for the Women's World Championship. And it is Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky versus the champion Naomi. Naomi cashed in her Money in the Bank contract at Evolution after losing to Jade earlier in the night. Her cash-in came at the expense of Io Sky, who had the belt. She got involved in Io and Ripley's match, making it a triple threat. The next night on Raw, during Naomi's celebration, Io and Rhea confronted her, and Adam Pearce made the triple threat match for the Women's World Championship at SummerSlam. Real quick about Adam Pearce. Have I told you guys about the Adam Pearce drama with my other podcast partner, Joel?
No.
So, Adam Pearce is like a dick, or he can't read. I don't know what happened, but so Joel liked Adam Pearce. Like Joel was like, because he remembers from Remix, he had like met him, whatever. So Joel liked Adam Pearce. He followed his Facebook and stuff. So on his Facebook once, like, you know how Adam Pearce like takes his glasses and like pulls them off really fast. I get like all the time. So he had done that in a video.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So he had done that in a video posted. And Joel works at a eyeglass place. He's like a technician or whatever. So he just had to comment and said, you gotta be careful with your glasses, man. Like I tell our patients, 2 hands. You got 2 hands. So Adam Pearce's response to this was, "Go piss up a rope, you jackass."
I don't know what that means.
So Joel immediately screenshots it and sends it to me. And by the time I get to Adam Pearce's Facebook, Adam Pearce has deleted that post and then made like 2 posts in a row about how he used to love going on like Facebook Live and stuff and talking to the fans, but after some I forget what he called them, jerks or something like that, leaving comments, he's no longer going to do that because Joel made a joke about, or gave him advice. I don't know what the fuck it was. Well, so now we constantly, every time Adam Pearce is brought up, we tell him to go piss up a rope. Anyways, so in the end of this match, Rhea Ripley hits the Avalanche Riptide on Io Sky, and Naomi, while Ripley goes to pin Naomi rolls up Ripley and gets the pin, and retains the title. I thought this was a hell of a way to open the pay-per-view. I really like this match. Anytime I think you have Rhea and Io in a match, whether there's somebody else involved or not, it's going to be a banger. Those two are just so good together, I think. The spot where Naomi hit the Arabian Press moonsault on Rhea, Io was sitting on the top rope, and I honestly thought Naomi was going to jump up, do the split leg, hook Io, and German suplex her as she's doing the moonsault. But she hit the moonsault, and then Io, I think, hit like a splash or a stomp or something like that. But yeah, I thought this match was really, really good, and my rating for it would be probably 3.75.
You said really good, and I thought we were going to have the same, or you were going to.
I mean, 3.75, 4. Yeah, I'd give 4. I mean, either one.
I thought it was great. Draven's making a stink face.
I mean, it was fun.
This was my favorite match on night 2. I'll say that.
I had the distinct displeasure of watching Unreal before this. So they had just featured that triple threat from WrestleMania that was so good with Io, Bianca, and Rhea. So I came into this and it was just like a lesser version of that. I'm like, still good work, still very entertaining, still a lot of good spots that were really good, but I don't think it blew me away the way it did you guys. So I thought it was like 3.25.
Wow.
0.25?
3.25.
Oh, 3.25.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
He
Jesus.
said 0.25. I was like, holy shit.
That's what I was thinking.
Raymond hates them. Yeah, I do think the other triple threat was that. Yeah, Mania Night 2. Or
I gave that 5 though, so this
Yeah,
is appropriate.
right.
Or
That
this
match
is
was
worse,
5.
but
Yeah. Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I thought it was 4-star also. Like that for going into it, I was like, oh great, another 3-way for the women's belt. Can we not do anything but that?
I'll paint a
But
3-way.
I'll paint a 3-way for the 6 people that ever watched Clerks the animated series. That might
they're driving
ever
car.
listen to that. How can that be? Here we go.
Best show ever.
It
But
is so
they
good.
proved why they only do the 3-ways, because they always seem to pull it out and make it so much better. And after night 1, I was concerned with how night 2 was going to go. I think going into the night, we were like, so every match is a stipulation, right? Or every match is a
I'll get
something.
to that.
So I was
I'll get to
concerned
that.
about that, but it was a great way to start the night.
Yeah. I thought it was a great way to open the pay-per-view. Again, my favorite match on night 2. But up next is the SmackDown Tag Division in a TLC match. Uh, Street Profits versus DIY versus Shitty Motor City Machine Guns. I'm sorry, I love the Machine Guns. Versus Fraxium versus, I'm calling the Lucha Buds. I don't know if they have a name, Andrade and Phoenix, but they're not Lucha Bros. I'll say Lucha Buds. And then the Wyatt Six.
Amigos. At least go Amigos.
The Lucha Amigos. That works. Okay. Amigas de los Luchas. So the build up to this one is basically SmackDown has a tag division, and they don't ever get featured on a pay-per-view. So they finally get a match, which I thought was really cool that they had this match on an actual important show. I was like, oh, hey, look at that. You guys do know this, the tag division exists. So the Wyatt Six come into this match as tag champs. Throughout the match, of course, tons of table and ladder spots. All of the ring accompanying people got involved. Candice LeRae got involved. B-Fab, Nikki Cross, Eric Rowan, Uncle Howdy. Which Eric Rowan and Uncle Howdy basically just worked the match for the Wyatt Six.
I told Fiona, we watched it again today because she hadn't seen it. I told her that Eric Rowan took more than everybody else. He took 15 chair shots.
Yeah,
hard chair shots.
In the end, as Phoenix was at the top of the ladder, Loomis hit him with a chair, and he and Gacy hit a suplex powerbomb on Phoenix. Gacy then climbed the ladder and hooked the belts to retain. I thought the finish was a pretty big dud. I thought it just kind of happened. There wasn't a whole lot of drama to the finish. I again like the SmackDown Tag Division got to shine on a pay-per-view, and Candice LeRae is fucking awesome. That bump she took was grown man bumps.
That her husband is the one that pushed the ladder.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I thought that was a great way to do it. It made me think back to watching before when Candice LeRae was still in the Indies, and she was in a feud, I think, and then a tag team with that sex pest Joey Ryan, where they were having death matches and shit, and she was just taking ridiculous bumps and doing all kinds of crazy shit. Candice LeRae fucking rules. So it was awesome to see her have a big moment like that. Again, I thought the finish kind of sucked, and to me, the worst team in the match won. And I think with this match, you could have had any other team win this, and the crowd would have been super happy. And then if you wanted to get the belts back on Wyatt Six, you do that on SmackDown. So
one of the thing you're talking about with Candice LeRae, what's funny is when we're watching it, Fiona said, "Man, I wish they would do more to Candice before that bump even happened." When she first got there, and then B-Fab showed up, she goes, "I wish they'd do less with B-Fab."
Yeah, I think Candice LeRae is really, really good, and I think B-Fab needs a little bit more work at the performance center. Yeah, I think she just doesn't get enough. Probably she just needs more ring time and less main roster exposure, I think.
So, what do you guys think about the Street Profits redoing pulling the old indies? We're getting our spots in and redoing that back body drop on the ladder to Gacy.
No,
I'm always against redoing a spot like that.
I thought it was fine.
I've done it because I really
made them do it. The crowd was chanting one more time,
Yes.
and egged them on.
I feel like, and that's fine, but I feel like there should have been more of a, because you want us to do it, all right, should we do it? All right, let's do it.
Well,
more of a, hey, we are doing it for you, not just because clearly it didn't go the way we wanted it to.
Yeah, but it's not hard to just do something first and then go back to it. I don't like
kind of matches. No, it's spot. If you don't do it in that exact second,
you can do
it's lost forever.
I guess. It just, to me, it never looks good. But there's a show on Netflix now showing you how the matches get put together. So at this point,
what?
Who cares?
I mean, I've been guilty of it before. I'm sure me and Omega
Oh,
have done
I
this
have too.
exact
Yeah, I mean,
thing.
I've done it.
Just because if there's a spot, I'm just like, I really want to get that, and it's
But I'll
just
be pissed
my.
about it. I mean, I was always pissed about it though. Like I always was like, God damn it, why didn't I just do something first?
Even if you nail it the second time, great. You're just like, the average is out to
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But I fucked up the first time, so even if it does look awesome the second time, it's not that great.
It's a 50%. It's a 2.5 stars.
Again, though, I
With
mean, now when you have a show that's just showing you how the creative process works, like it's WWE. Who gives a shit? I guess at this point about that.
And who knows if that was the Prophet's call to do that or not? Too, they could have been told, "Hey, do it
Yeah.
again from the back."
with the end, it just I felt like something else was supposed to happen.
Me too.
Like he's reaching behind himself to unhook it instead of like if it must have just been the ladder was in the wrong
I
wasn't
think what it
pushed
was
back
is
far
what
enough
you
or
were
something.
watching is a
But
man clearly scared of heights, scared shitless that didn't want to be up there to begin with.
oh, that could be it
It
too.
seemed like that.
But it made me assume something else was going to happen.
Is Gacy
So the
any
fact
good?
that he did, huh?
Is Gacy good?
I like him. I don't think he's great. I think he's fine. Like he's fine in the ring, but I like him.
Worst one in the match of the actual people in the match.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I mean,
I might put Dexter Loomis
I don't
behind him,
know.
actually.
I think Loomis is
Again,
worse than
worst
Gacy.
team in the match.
They're definitely the worst team in the match.
There were 17 different performers when you count all the other outsiders that helped. That is too many for a tables, ladders, and chairs match. There's too much going on. The Spanish fly spot off the top of the thing through the tables scared the shit out of me because they almost didn't get over on the rotation. And then one little thing I noticed when Gargano and Ciampa went over on the table stack, they actually had little peg holes in the table to stack it on, like little notched out pegs on the base tables.
Yeah, I saw that when they first went to stack the tables, and I almost sent you guys a message, but we weren't discussing it during the show. I was like, and there were 6 holes though. It wasn't just like at each corner. There were holes in the middle too. They almost had it like drilled down like a pool table.
Well,
But the Slim Jim tables around the other sides of the rings did not have that.
I guess that's good for safety purposes. Like,
I got a question for you. So, the bump Candice LeRae took in the Spanish Fly, you have to either give or take the Spanish Fly. I think giving the Spanish Fly would be scarier than taking it, probably. Or the Candice LeRae bump. Which one would you pick?
I would pick.
I won't push Candice LeRae.
I would pick giving the Spanish Fly.
Cash?
Yeah, I'd probably go Spanish Fly.
Jason?
Yeah, that would have to be it because just the falling, like seeing the ladder coming. I'm not interested in any of that nonsense.
See, I asked Fiona, and Fiona picked the Spanish Fly, and I said no, the ladder, and she's like, "You're crazy." And I explained why is that the Spanish Fly, there's no chance that shove's going to break your neck. No chance, almost zero that you're going to get a significant permanent injury. That Spanish Fly was on the side with the steps underneath it too.
But when you're going through the ladder, the way she hit knee first, you might not break your neck, but
that's where I'm at.
Looking at
that's
it
my
more
thought
of like,
process because you're significantly more likely to get the Psycho Sid from what Candice did, and especially the execution of how she landed. I don't want anything where the first thing hitting the ground is going to be my feet, my legs, whatever, because I do not want that to happen. Spanish Fly, giving or taking, it's a flip. If you don't get all the way over, I've done it before where I've given somebody a Spanish Fly, they didn't give me a good enough jump, so I wasn't going to get over. It's easy to bail out and just twist to where you take a neck bump. Like, just doing it on the table.
On the floor or a table. Yeah.
Safer than snapping my leg in half.
I'm looking at it from the perspective of, like, at my size, I would rather go with taking the Spanish Fly on a flip bump and going through the tables. If I went through the ladder the way Candace did, I would think, yeah, like, hey, me personally would have a good chance of exploding my knees.
Draven has this illogical fear of the sit thing. This is not the first time I've heard him say this. This is like the 10th time.
I mean,
We'll
have you
talk
seen
squats.
it?
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Anyone who has seen the Sid thing should have a fear of it at all times.
It's the grossest
I'm-
thing I've ever seen, and I broke my back.
I never think about it at all. It never crosses like that Candace LeRae bump. That Sid thing never crossed my
There'll
mind.
be
I think about it once a day.
Yeah, there'll be random points throughout my day where I think of it that has nothing to do with wrestling. When I would get on the cardio machine every time, that was the first thought in my head, and I still to this day I get it, and I don't know why.
So, especially if I see like any clip or match of Sid, my immediate mental image is his legs snapping. Like that shit lives in my head rent free forever.
I mean, it's gross. I agree, but it just didn't stick with me. Like
That's fucking crazy.
Flash
But you also
did-
have no heart or soul, so
Flash did that same thing, Draven.
What? Snapped
Broke his Sid at his leg. Did you know that?
No, when was this?
And this was been 10 years ago, but after his brain thing, like it was when he was starting to slow down a little bit. He threw a drop
I
kick,
know.
and someone landed on his legs, and it's got the whole video. He's laying there, so he picks up his legs, and it does
Oh,
and he's like,
God.
oh, and
I don't
Yeah.
like that. I don't like that at all.
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
yeah, so
Anytime someone has a brain thing in wrestling, like that should be the end of their wrestling.
it is bad. So he took we'll tell the story real quick. He took a choke slam, a sit out choke slam, and hit his head real hard. He gets to the back, and everyone's like, "Oh, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah." Whoop, and just blacks
Yeah.
out. And then he wakes up, and everyone starts talking to him again. He's like, "Oh yeah." Whoop. And they're like, "You should go to the hospital." So JD took him, and he's like, "Okay, we're going to keep him for observation." Blah blah blah. JD gets in his car to go home. He gets a call from the hospital saying, "Are you I don't break kayfabe. Are you Flash Fury's friend?" and they go, and he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We're life flighting to Columbus. He needs emergency brain surgery tonight."
Was
Yeah,
I
so
doing that, or did you call me and tell me?
I called and told you.
Okay. Yeah, that. Ugh. All right. I'm gonna go first with my rating for this because I'm betting I have the lowest rating out of all four of us. My rating for this was 2.75.
You do. Yes,
Okay.
you do.
And I just on the a part of me wanted to rate it higher just because I know how crazy some of those bumps were, like just the risk.
And that
But-
part should have won the argument.
But just as far as the match goes, like I wasn't all that interested. Like I didn't like Eric Rowan and whoever else is in White Six getting involved, and working
Oh,
most of the match in place of the tag champs.
So here's also a funny thing. I watched this match with a person who hadn't watched wrestling since the Attitude Era and didn't know anything. And first thing they said was, "Wrestling's a lot more dangerous than I remember." I'm like, oh yeah, sure is.
Yeah, this was this was a car crash match for me. So it was, again, the bumps were crazy, but as far as the match goes, I wasn't.
Right.
I go 4.
Jason.
4.
I hear everything you said, and I also say 4 because of what you said. It was a car crash. There were apparently 17 total people out there. I wasn't looking for a storyline. Did the team I expect to win? No. I don't know who I expected, but I didn't expect it to be them after all this. Because now if they've beaten every other team on the show, then where do we go? But
All right, Guns N' Roses. Where do we go?
yeah. Where
Where
do we go? I don't know, sweet child.
We child.
But yeah, no, that's what I enjoyed about it was just a car wreck of, oh, what are they gonna fall through now? And it wasn't this table's clearly gimmicked to, I'm gonna set the person on it, I'm just gonna hit them with a normal, everything was amped up for them to say, hey, we haven't been on a pay-per-view in forever, So here's what we can do when we're doing this kind of stuff. Maybe next month we'll be on the show.
One problem was when the tease was happening in the middle of it. People were like, "Oh, is it going to be over?" I'm like, "Well, there's still 4 tables clearly right here ringside. We are not ending this until these are broken for sure." So no, it will not be it.
Yeah, I think compared to other car crash matches, it was fine. Like, I also think AEW's kind of spoiled me as far as like just the insane shit that happens in AEW matches. So now, like a WWE car crash match to me is just kind of like, yeah, we've seen it. Parties have done this.
Yeah, 4 stars.
Yeah,
There would have been so much blood if that was an AEW match. So much
so
blood.
Meltzer gave this one. Anybody got a guess?
3.5.
Jason?
He gave it a 2.5.
Draven?
3.
What'd you say?
3.
Meltzer gave this match 4.75.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
He really liked this. Almost the highest rated match on the show. Spoiler alert. So there's a little tease for you. Up next, we had Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky had beaten both Lyra and Bayley at Evolution to retain in a triple threat. So the next night on Raw, Lyra defeated Bayley in a 2-3 Falls match to earn a rematch against Lynch for some reason. And on the following Raw, Becky proposed that if Lyra didn't win at SummerSlam, she would never be able to challenge for the title again as long as Becky was the champion. Lyra accepted, but added another stipulation that the match would be no DQ, no countout, which Lynch accepted. Lynch attempted to bash Valkyria with a crowbar, but Bayley pulled it away. Bayley and Becky fought for a little bit. In the end, Bayley went to hit Lynch with the chain, but hit Lyra instead. Lynch then pinned Lyra with a manhandle slam to retain the title, barring her from challenging for the title while Lynch is the champion. My thoughts on this one, I really dig that Becky Lynch has new theme music, and it's by a band called the Wonder Years. And let me nerd out for a minute. Add that with Hawk Mulligan doing Kyle Fletcher's new entrance music, and I am feeling very represented in entrance music these days, because those are two very good punk bands. I thought the stuff with Lyra trapped in the chair was like good. I haven't really seen it done that way, and Lyra's small enough for it to work, to look good. Overall, though, I thought the payoff for all of this. I mean, this storyline has been going on for what feels like 4 years, and I thought this match was almost too comedic to be the blow off for this match. My rating for this one would be probably a 2. I was not a fan.
I gave it 3, but for the same reasons. It was okay. There was nothing wrong with it. They did everything they did well, I think so.
There were so many times, like the one of the spots I remember is when Lyra's hitting Becky with the kendo stick, and Becky, like the way she was selling it was just so jokey and like over the top. Like I just did not think this match. I mean, it like was trying to be kind of like violent, but then it would be kind of comedic. Like I just didn't like it.
I'm with Cash. I had 2 for this one. Becky just doesn't do anything for me. She was the most over person in the whole company a few years ago, and now she's a straight up afterthought. None of this did anything for me. Lyra, who I generally like, made a very poor decision to where when her hands came out of the cuffs, and they even mentioned it on commentary, she slid it right back in with the camera on her. So that looked fucking terrible. Yeah. 2 stars. That's all I got.
Jason?
In her defense of that, though, I mean, production kept that camera on her. And kept it on her. And kept it on her.
That is a bad call.
They clearly should have been. I don't know what else was going on with Becky at that point, or any other angle they could have cut to, but they did her no favors by making it so obvious, and it just, even if it wouldn't have slipped, I feel like it was too long for that gimmick for in the match. Like, for her to be in it for, it felt like 15 minutes with that one zip tie. Like, I get the story of now you can't do anything, but I'm gonna hang you on the corner. I'm gonna beat you in the ring, and then you can hit me with the belly to belly. But it just seemed like it went on forever, even if there wouldn't have been the slip of it. And again, it just, so what's the story coming out of this?
So
She and so
what
it
was that?
just really was to get Lyra out of the way so that we can have Bayley and Becky for the belt, and then somewhere down the road, if Bayley wins it, when Bayley wins it, then she gets the fighter for it. But if she doesn't win it anytime soon, then what good does that do for Lyra, who can't challenge for the belt anymore? Like, what does she? Where does she go now? She feuds with Becky or with Bayley for nothing.
What's your rating?
I gave it a 2.
Okay.
So here's my question on the belly to belly suplex. She put her arms over her, right, and belly to belly, or like on her own hands, which that's dumb, first off. But secondly, what was their plan to get out of that? Her to shimmy across, like while they're laying there to get her, like what was her plan if her hands had to stay together after that belly to belly?
I think
Because as
just
a worker, that's what I would have thought. Said, well, but they would be on her arms. She would have to roll her back on top of her, or maybe pull them up over, because they'd be laying on her hands. So she'd have to scoot them with her body laying on it. It would have been terrible either way. I just don't know what was the way they wanted that to work.
Right. What was your rating?
Mine was 3.
3. So Meltzer must have been feeling real good during SummerSlam because he gave this match a 3.75,
For
what
what?
the fuck?
which is
Oh,
way higher than I expected.
Almost double you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Now I know the match that gets Tim's lowest rating. So, and we're gonna go through this one real quick. Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa in a steel cage. All of the other NTFs or whatever they're called are involved. NFTs, whatever they are. Jimmy Uso's involved because he's not doing anything anymore.
She says poor Jimmy Uso all the time.
This is like Timu Bloodline storyline. Like, this is awful. Solo wins, which doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, especially the way they did it. So and then after the match, while Solo and I think Tala Tonga are like which I love that he's Tala Tonga because he's tall.
No,
Yep.
that's his real name.
Oh, that's just because I knew he was gonna be tall. Well, like after the match, Solo and Tala Tonga are walking up the ramp, and then like Jacob, he fine, and him and like Jimmy throws them both in the ring. The other JC Mateo and Tongaloa, who are just putties at this point, Power Ranger putties. But Fatu hits the crazy ass moonsault on them, which I thought murdered Tongaloa. I thought the knee to I was shocked that his head wasn't caved in. I feel like they could have done that in the match, though. I feel like Tonga and JC Mateo could have been in the ring.
Right.
Fatu hits the moonsault on them, and like Solo gets out of the way, and then like immediately like rams Jacob into the cage, hits the spike, and we're done. But it just seemed weird how it was tacked on. I thought this was awful. 1 star from me. 1 star from Tim.
Get your ones up, people.
Oh, we're gonna do it. Oh,
Draven, what Draven and Jason, what did you guys rate this one? What did you guys think?
I had 1 star. I got nothing for it.
I
I actually bumped it up 1.25 because the moonsault was cool, but we've already spent more bandwidth than it's worth.
yeah, I was expecting not again that I want to continue this weird new version of the Bloodline storyline, but I thought maybe we were gonna get someone, whether it's Zilla or someone, to show up to give a extra person for Jacob, and then nothing happened. So yeah,
I mean, it's
Jacob is too good not to have the belt on him right now, with Solo having the belt and not being.
I was jealous of Solo's gear. I would have liked gear like that. I thought that was like I would have liked that for me.
Are we all in agreement that Solo
But
is
green.
that Solo's garbage?
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm not a fan.
Now, it wasn't from that show because the cage wasn't down, but I saw a clip where Solo breaks character because he sees a sign in the audience that says, "My blunt hits harder than Solo does," which I just think is hilarious that someone was able to get that into the building, get that on TV, get that.
Yeah.
That must have been SmackDown maybe last week. But yeah, no, we've spent too much time on this.
Well, real quick, Meltzer gave this match
A
2
4.
stars.
Oh.
2. So he was a little bit nicer than
like this was not worth the time it took for the cage to be brought down and put back up.
No. Up next, the Intercontinental title match between Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles. After weeks of backstage shenanigans, that AJ was dressed up as various employees. I think he was a janitor. I think maybe a doctor at one point. I don't remember exactly what all he was.
Yeah.
But he kept showing up, popping up, reminding Dominic that he needed to get cleared. Dominic insisted that he wasn't medically cleared yet, so finally Adam Pearce pissed up a rope and threatened to strip Dominic of the IC title if he did not get reevaluated. Later that night on Raw, Dominic attacked AJ, let him know that he was cleared and he'd see him at SummerSlam. End of the match, Styles gets the calf crusher on Mysterio, and Mysterio had already unzipped his boot before that, so he slips out of his boot and hits AJ with a frog splash. So a few things on this one. When Dominic was coming out, they said something about there was a fan vote for which robe Dominic would wear to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So he was wearing. I wish Dominic would have wore the one that lost. I thought that would have been a good heel move by Dominic. Because I thought it was silly that a heel was wearing what the fans wanted him to wear.
Can't piss
big fan of
off.
AJ's. Oh yeah, big fan of AJ's Eddie Guerrero gear, which made me then go search to see if AJ and Eddie ever had a match, and they didn't, which is a bummer in retrospect. I thought maybe when Eddie was working, he worked a couple indie shows. In hindsight with this one, I don't know why they didn't play more into the Eddie stuff. I think they could have had a more serious lead up to this instead of doing all the jokey stuff with AJ. I think he could have been, basically, you're disrespectful to your father and Eddie Guerrero. You're a piece of shit. You're not anywhere near those two guys. I'm going to prove it to you. Something like that. Once I saw the Eddie stuff, I was like, why did that not come up during the lead up? I liked that they did the Eddie Guerrero chair spot, but in kayfabe, why would AJ do that? Because he would have got disqualified. Dominic would have got disqualified, and AJ wouldn't have got the belt. So that didn't make any sense. But I did like the finish. I liked the match. I liked that nobody from the Judgment Day got involved. I liked that this was just a straight up wrestling match, and I gave this one 3.25.
3.
3.
I had 3 also. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
So I'm a little. I don't like old. I'm just kind of sad about old AJ Styles. And watching this, he's still great, but this is not. It's finally reached a point where it's not the AJ Styles I know. I think.
Did you notice that for AJ that he had a botch when he rolled into the ropes, which is a very small botch, but for AJ Styles, that was one of those things where I was like, fuck it. AJ would have never done that before. Like you said, we're seeing the end of AJ's run, and it's sad. No, he's still great. He's still
great. He's still one of the best workers they have on the horror.
Yeah.
It's just that he was the best worker in the world.
Yeah. So 3 stars from you, Jason. What do you think? What's your rating?
I gave it a 3.25 also. I enjoyed it. Dom is just so over, and with them doing the stuff with AAA, clearly they need to keep the belt on him. But I did kind of think maybe they were going to switch the belt with the girls losing the tag belts, and that was going to be whatever the new Judgment Day storyline was going to be. None of you came out to help me, and then that could be wherever it's going with him and Finn instead of eventually probably for the title, but be more about, well, how come no one came out to help me? We lost the belt, that kind of thing. But yeah, taking off the boot and doing all that was fantastic. Good classic heel work there. The interview that he did on the post show afterwards, where they showed the video of AJ coming out in the lowrider with his son with the bleach blonde hair, and he was like, "What did he do? Bring old school Dom out with him?" I thought was really funny, and just weekly Dom is like the change, I guess, and whether he's actually getting better or it's just the perception, at least from the audience and me paying attention now, as compared to where he was before of just constant booing, and now he is so over. I don't see him really losing the belt then anytime soon. Because of that, I guess maybe tonight they had a rematch though. I feel like they've already penciled a rematch for him and AJ. Maybe it's a clash in Paris, the Castle of Paris. But I still don't see the belt changing hands then if it didn't happen last week.
What was your rating for this one?
3.25.
Okay. Draven?
I had a 3 for it. I did like the Eddie stuff. I don't watch the regular TV, so I get what you're saying. Like the lead-in should have had more Eddie stuff in there. But I don't know. I kind of thought they were gonna give the belt to AJ because I thought Dom is a shoo-in for the AAA title, and he doesn't really need the Intercontinental title if they're gonna go with that route. But I don't know. Solid stuff, but like Vance said, it's sad seeing AJ starting to wind down. Still great, still better than most of the guys 10 years younger than him, but you can tell he's starting to slow down a little.
Did you say a 3 for this one?
Yeah.
What's Meltzer?
Is everybody in agreement that Dominic is like way better than anybody expected in the ring?
Yes.
No.
No? Okay.
He's not better, or he's not better than you expected him to be. That's two different statements.
He's not better than I expected him to be.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think he's really good. I'm shocked. I never saw him. I mean, like when he was the face with Ray, like it was like this kid's not good.
Right.
He, I think, to steal a line from Brian Danielson, or no, actually Daniel Bryan, I think he works like a coward.
Well, he has been like a chicken shit heel.
No, but I mean the way he works, like how he talks about the Miz. I'm stealing the line, Daniel Bryan. Like, he works the most WWE style of old WWE style there is, in my opinion. And the fact that he's a Mysterio, and he's talked about this. I don't do cool moves because I'm a heel. But dude, you got to do something interesting. I don't think he even does it. He does the worst frog splash on the roster. He does. I mean, he does the worst 619 on the roster. I mean, there's only 2, but still,
I think any 619 is the worst 619.
Right. He's not the only one. I'm pretty sure every member of the LWO hits that move.
Okay, and I still think his is probably the worst.
There you go.
Meltzer. Oh, go ahead.
He has no Christmas to him, really. There's no intensity whatsoever on anything. I feel like the whole time he's thinking, how can I do this and protect myself? Every move he does, I feel like.
Well, Meltzer gave this one a 2.75, which kind of surprises me since it was like the only match on night 2 that was just a straight up wrestling match. I would have thought he would have at least gave a little bit more because of that. Which brings us to the main event of night 2, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Before we get to that, though, 5 of the 6 matches on night 2 have been basically no DQ, which is insane to me when you have 2 nights to do this. And 2 of the 6 matches on night 2 involve someone having their hands tied together or being cuffed. So, again, whoever laid this show out and this weekend out, it was terrible. Like, we could have taken a couple of these matches, put them on night 1, if we're going to do 2 nights, so we don't have a full, like, Extreme Rules SummerSlam edition. But to get into this match, Cody won the King of the Ring tournament finals at Night of the Champions to earn the title match against John Cena, which he never even got a I guess they don't do rematches anymore. There is no rematch clause in contracts these days. On the July 18th edition of SmackDown, they had a contract signing. Cena tried to back out of the match, but Cody put him through a table and then physically made John Cena sign the contract, which, as we all know, is legally binding.
Oh, and something a face does.
And definitely something a face does.
How do you think I got this out? So the loan officer's like, I can't sign this. And I'm,
Able for you, sir.
So
So
that's
then,
fine.
the go-home episode of SmackDown, Cena had miraculously seen the error of his ways and turned face. So then we get the match. Cena, him and Rhodes, the match eventually went to the floor and out into the crowd. They fought through the crowd, and then they went under the stage. And then, in a scene straight from all of our nightmares, I think, they rose from the smoke with Cena looking like a demon, which I thought was like, oh, so Cena's the heel again, like, because he had that same look on his face. But he then just kind of threw. So when you see the attitude adjustment and Cena doesn't bump, it really just drives home the point of, like, that's the worst finish ever. Or the best, because he just fucking throws Cody like he's a sack of potatoes, and Cody crashes to the ramp. So then, at the end, Cena goes for the avalanche attitude adjustment through a table. Rhodes counters and performs a Cody cutter through the table. Cena struggles to stand up, which then Rhodes from behind him gives him the salute, and then hits the crossroads for the win. Cody had also taken off the bottom rope, which drew a shitload of boos. The crowd is ready for a Cody heel turn, I believe. But it drew a shitload of boos. After the match, though, there was no heel turn. Nothing happened. No swerve or anything. After the match, Cena picked up the title and handed it to Rhodes. The two embraced and had a 10-minute conversation about cookie recipes. Rhodes then leaves the ring. Cena thanks all the fans. Then we'll get into everything else. For me, this match was Cena's best match of his retirement run. And I would go 3.75.
I'd say
Who wants to take next?
It definitely was the best of the retirement run because it wasn't the slow, whatever pacing he was trying to do as a heel. But I hated the spoon feeding of the SmackDown promo beforehand of, oh, hey guys, you're going to want to cheer for me this time because apparently everything we've done the last couple months, just like The Rock said, storylines don't make a damn difference. So this is just a match. So I'm good again. So cheer for me instead of letting it be organic when people were going to already boo Cody anyways. Like, it was already set up for it to be, whether it was going to be a double turn or not, like, the crowd was already going to be doing that.
Yeah, you could have had the Rock Hogan moment.
Right. I hate the idea that they were like, well, let's just go ahead and lay that out there. And to have Cody attack him the week before to sign the contract, to have you then come out and be like, hey, no, I'm a face now. And then there not to be anything, and then it ends with a handshake and a raising of the arms and a passing of the torch. Like it as far as that part goes, it all seemed all for nothing. As far as the storyline goes, as far as everything with, okay, so we really did just waste 3 months of Cena's retirement tour on him acting like he's been acting for nothing. Like he could have just stayed a face, fought the same people, had the same matches, but been Cena instead of what we were getting. So I felt that it was just a big overall letdown. Again, still the best that he had done, but yeah. And then it was what it was. And when the rope came off, I was like, oh sweet, we're gonna get an Umaga moment. They're gonna wrap that around his throat. He's gonna, whether it's Cena is really still gonna be the heel and he's gonna put him in the STFU, wrap it around his throat, or if Cody does it to him as a throwback to people who know that that's something Cena did to someone else, like whatever it might be, but instead it was just,
Well, I also don't understand because clearly the Cody taking the rope off, and then the fans booing, Cody having to convince himself, whatever, deal with the fact that he's going to the. It's a no DQ match that Cody requested,
wanted.
So anything it's a weapon. You've already went through tables and everything else. So why would that be any different?
And to be like, I want to fight against the real Cena. I need this to be a no dis. Is that because Cena's really known for his no DQ matches? Like what? That's not a thing. I get Hardy's and Dudley's are going to be in another TLC match, and I get that because that's what they're known for. But for everything, just led to Cody's a heel, and I guess they didn't want it there to be two heel champions at the same time.
Well, also was Cena basically in that promo before this, basically being like, me seeing Cody do a really heelish thing as a babyface sure made me realize I should be a babyface.
Right.
Nothing has made sense about any of this. But before we get to Tim or Draven, Jason, what's your rating for this one?
Well, I gave it a 3, just dead center in the middle as far as, I guess 2.5 would be dead center in the middle. So we'll move it down 2.5 as far as it happened, but I don't understand why it happened. I'm not necessarily upset about what I saw from bell ring to bell ring, but everything around it just brought it down.
All right, Tim?
Wow. 4.
For what?
So the funniest thing was when me and Fee watched it is whenever he did the attitude adjustment on the ramp and just threw Cody like a sack of potatoes or whatever. And I said, "Oh, that was rough." And she goes, "That's just the real stage. Cry me a river." And I was just like, "Well, that's a funny shoot comment to make. Real stage, cry me a river." But I thought by far seen his best match in a decade. Back to AJ Styles at 2015 SummerSlam, probably last time he's had a match that was this good. So I think Cena's best match in a decade. I think Cody did awesome. And I have a question to go for you guys. Is taking attitude adjustment off the top rope and kicking out, is that the biggest thing anyone's ever kicked out of in wrestling canon?
In wrestling canon?
So, you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Cena,
I can't
think of anything off the top of my head. That's got to be up there, right?
It's up. It's definitely up there.
Has anyone ever kicked out of the Kenny Omega's move, the one-winged angel?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, I think the closest thing I can think of is the first time somebody kicked out of Hogan's leg drop. Just a move always ended a match.
So no one in history, I assumed, has ever kicked out of 3 attitude adjustments with the third being off the top ever.
I think it
Right?
happened in one of the
No
AJ
way.
matches. I think that exact same spot. But it might have been the finish. He might not
Happened
have
to
kicked
who?
out in the AJ match.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
I do feel like it's happened before. I don't know if it's like 3 followed by a top rope one, but I do think there's been like a couple, maybe
This was 2 in top rope.
2. I feel like it's happened before, but I don't know. I mean, it
Right.
was like for that to, yeah, it's a big thing for somebody to kick out of. It's a big moment.
Well, what Fee said was the crowd was chanting Super Cena, and that happened. She goes, "Did he pass on the superpowers? He's Super Cody." And I was like, "Yeah, that's about the superest thing you can kick out of." And that's what made me start thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
For
What
me,
was your? So you said 4 stars.
Yeah.
for me,
Straven, no.
I had the same rating. I gave it 4 stars because same thing. I thought it was Cena's best work in a decade, easy. Nothing's come close to what that was. The match was kind of like spot, 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 kick out, kick out, kick out. But that's okay in this case because it's the 2 aces with a torch passing match. But I hated Cena turning face. I don't understand why we had the heel turn to begin with if it's not to get to that last point that he's been stressing in every promo where he's going to take the belt away and somebody beats him at the very last second to like really pass the torch. He could have the last match is going to be in his hometown. Like after the finish, he could have taken the belt away, handed it to him, hugged him, did his farewell promo that explained I was only trying to build the next ace and make sure he had what it takes to take us to the next level. I know I said I wanted to take the belt, but really I'm glad he beat me. Boom, he's babyface, everything's fine. The reason, like, them turning him to me so abruptly like that is because they just now decided Brock was coming back to work him and they want him as face versus Brock. That's why he turned.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. Other than the first half of the first episode, I haven't seen Unreal, so I don't know if we get anything about this. But like, I just feel like they had no idea what to do with this.
They talk
when they decided it.
extensively about the turn itself and like bouncing ideas off each other and how everyone's so excited and there's all this runway they have now because everybody's got all these ideas they want to put into this character, and literally the end result of the turn was nothing changed. You got no new music, you got no new presentation, you just had Cena working slower.
Yeah, yeah. The whole angle has been terrible. I think. But you said 4 stars as well.
Yeah.
So, do you guys know what Meltzer gave this one?
2.5.
5 stars.
5 stars. Cena's first 5-star match from Meltzer since his match with CM Punk at Money in the Bank 2011.
Wow.
So what's funny is my thoughts on this match were about the same as Tim's thoughts on Punk and Gunther. I thought this went on forever. I was just so ready for it to be over. I mean, it was just, to me, it was just like, okay, do 4 more finishes and let's kick out of those and then do 4 more. Like, it was just so fucking, to me, it was so long and drawn out. But it was Cena's best match since he came back. And like Tim said, probably in a decade. So then, of course, the big news coming out of this one is after the match, after Cena has thanked the fans, the last thing I would have expected, you could have given me 1,000 guesses for how SummerSlam would have ended, and how this match would have ended and all that, and I don't know if I would have gotten this one right. But all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar's music hits, and out comes Lesnar, who takes his sweet-ass time, stands and just kind of looks at Cena, and they just kind of look at each other, and then finally, Lesnar gets in, ducks a clothesline and hits an F5, and Lesnar's back. So
You forgot he stands at the top of the apron forever. Then he comes down and stands next to the announce table, and then takes 10 minutes to take off his very, very tight vest.
Yes.
Just staring at him. And again, I felt the same way about this as you guys felt about the cash-in the night before. Like, Cena's just standing there like, oh, God, what's he do? Like,
yeah,
is
he's
he here
probably
to
not there to
congratulate
hug you.
He's
Yeah.
congratulate
he's just
you.
letting it play out. You never know what he's out there for. Maybe he just wants to hug, say goodbye in his final year.
Yeah,
he
I
was
mean, in the
he was
Lesnar Cena history, Lesnar's always been very nice and gentle with Cena.
Oh,
So,
maybe he wants to watch Cena pee.
all right.
so
Cena
real
was
quick,
Allegedly.
good.
so before we get into everything about this, a couple questions. So take all of the controversy with Brock away. So like that isn't existing right now. Do you even give a shit at this point about Lesnar and Cena again?
Yes.
You do?
Mostly for fee's sake.
Okay.
I just remember
Yeah,
their
I mean
match
that.
from that
What's at
Extreme
stake?
Rules that was really good. I just think that if they can recreate that one more time, that would be pretty cool.
Like, what's the story at this point? Cena doesn't have the belt. You just come back to be like, oh hey, I heard you're about to retire, so I want to take you to Suplex City one more time.
That's probably
Like,
that's
I'm
probably the
interested to
story.
see. Right, like I'm just interested to see where they build it to because just so we're really just doing a greatest hits of everyone you've ever fought
The
is
only
what's
way,
happening.
the only way it elevates it whatsoever
Oh.
is if kayfabe wise they say The Rock was pissed by that promo Cena cut, and The Rock sent him in to beat the shit out of him regardless if he won or lost, and he's there as almost like a bounty hired by The Rock.
Yeah, that would work for me.
Yeah.
If not, then we might as well just say, all right, how much money are they going to offer Edge to get out of his contract for one night to come back to fight him at Clash in London or whatever the next random off-month pay-per-view is? Clash in Egypt, maybe could be a good one.
Well, so of course, as we know, Brock Lesnar is still a part of Janelle Grant's lawsuit against Vince McMahon, her civic suit for sex trafficking and abuse. Uh, I believe Lesnar is his name is in the lawsuit 40 plus times. I believe it's way up there. Um, from what I have heard and from what's out there, the best I can tell, during a contract renegotiation period, Vince had Janelle Grant um, basically proposition Brock, like basically, I'll sleep with you or send you pictures or whatever you want, as Vince's way of trying to sweeten the pot for Brock. Supposedly, allegedly, from what we know, Brock did not do that, but he also never said anything.
When he got too drunk, he showed up in Connecticut and got too drunk and went to bed.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, according to Janelle Grant's legal team, they said that they look forward to the full set of facts coming out in the trial, including more information about Brock Lesnar. So, even though apparently Nick Khan's stance on this is he's not convicted of anything, so it's fine that he's back. But we still don't really know all of the details, apparently. There could be more, which this could end up just being an even worse situation than what it seems like right now.
So here's what I think about that. I think that they are going to do the match next month, and Brock will be gone again. And so they're like, we can get the money from the match. You'll be gone from us again before there is any fallout from the trial or anything, and we will have already redistanced ourselves.
That's
Maybe.
that's a good theory. I'm on board with that theory.
I mean, that might be. I guess they've been paying Brock this whole time. Which I mean,
Yeah,
I
the
guess
Nash deal.
it would be like a contract. So I guess, but I mean, I'm surprised when this all started coming out and he basically became on the same status as Vince. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't find a way to like say that he had, for whatever reason, the contract is no longer valid. But I mean, when you combine this with the Trump stuff, just so much shit has been going on with WWE since the TKO deal. Like, it's just not a good look to bring back this guy of all guys. they canceled the wrestlers as a part of the post-show press conferences. With just in time for this. Triple H says Cena is the one that requested it.
So let me
If
clarify because
you-
I wasn't. So they didn't just scrap the wrestlers; they scrapped the press conferences altogether. So there was no anyone talking to
so
anyone.
Triple H. I thought Triple H. went out
No,
and
there's
talked to
just
him.
like the post-show talking head
Yeah, no.
sitting at the table thing that Triple H just sat there and just said whatever he
because
wanted
he
to
was
say.
on that. Okay, that's what I saw. I don't. In my head, it was just the. Yeah. So yeah, they scrapped those entirely, so they wouldn't have to deal with any questions, which is very convenient timing. So yeah, I mean, I just don't know why. Like again, according to Triple H, this was John Cena's wish. According to Randy Orton and Cody on the episode of Cody's podcast, Cena does not like
Go to the office for
go to the
anything.
office. Orton basically asked Cena or said to Cena something when he found out he's retiring. Basically, like, hopefully there's something mean you can do. And Cena was like, yeah, if they want us to, I don't know, man, whatever they want. Which could mean, Cena could still definitely be having a list of people he wants to work with. So
So
I don't
not
know.
only did they say that
But-
on the podcast, though, but Cody or Cena actually came out this week and said, "I haven't requested anything. Just like always, I'm dealing or the hand they dealt me is the one I'm going to play." So he didn't go and ask for Lesnar. Now they may have said, "Hey, give us a list of 5 or 6 dudes you'd enjoy working this last run," but by no means did he request Lesnar, make a big deal about it. But beyond that, like, the decision wasn't his. If he came back, it's all on TKO.
Or so that's probably what happened. Or John Cena knows how to dodge bad press, like the China thing and the Tibet thing,
No,
and he
'cause
just
he-
said,
China?
"Oh, I'm
He
just
still
doing what I'm."
he still goes out there and talks about how much he loves Vince. He's not dodging bad press. He'll go to bat for the people he wants to go to bat
That's
for.
true. You're right. He does. He
The
does.
China thing?
Yeah. He had to apologize to China for something. What was it? I'll tell you. You guys go and talk. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I don't recall this one.
You mean the country?
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
country. Okay, yeah. I remember he had to do some
Oh,
Mandarin apology.
no.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking
We
about?
thought you were talking about the wrestler China.
Yeah, the country. Oh no, the country.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I kind of remember that just because back when I would watch McAfee's show, they would all constantly make jokes about Cena being Cena hating Zhao Zhangping or whatever his name is, and being like an American hero because of it.
No. So he called. Oh, here's what it was. He called Taiwan a country when he was talking about the press. He's like, "Yeah, we're doing it in a bunch of different countries. We're doing it in China, India, Taiwan, Hong Kong." China doesn't see Taiwan as a country. They see it as a territory of China. It's a big dispute thing.
Oh,
Then he apologized to China and said, "Yeah, my bad. That is part of China," which then pissed off the entire rest of the world who sees Taiwan as a country.
I did not. Yeah, I missed that. I didn't really
Yeah.
ever know what was going on with it.
And he apologized in fluent Chinese, which he learned.
Oh, I vaguely remember that.
Mhm.
I just know there's like a meme picture that floats around of
Yeah,
Cena completely bald with the like Chinese,
that's why.
communist.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was
okay.
also
That's why.
using a Chinese back fist as a fucking spot at that time too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that because he learned it while he was filming a movie in China. Is that what it was?
Something like that.
Oh my god, I forgot about Cena's legendary kung fu moves.
Dude, why didn't someone say no when he ran that by anyone?
Oh man, yeah. Oh, what a great moment in Cena's career.
So speaking of Cena, let's talk about old Cena.
Well, when's he
Hulk
gonna
Hogan.
pull that out again, real quick, on his retirement tour? All right, yeah. So let's talk about old Cena.
Hulk Hogan.
Wait, what?
So let's talk about old Cena, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, like aged Cena is Hulk Hogan.
Old? John,
I think you
have
meant like the old John Cena.
Right, like
Yeah,
previous Cena.
I
The
do.
older
I mean,
John Cena.
is Hulk Hogan.
This isn't a good bit.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
first of all, everyone says the new Hulk Hogan's John Cena. How would you not be able to trace it back that the old John Cena is Hulk Hogan?
even though like Cena's been pretty shitty on this comeback, he's still 100 times better than Hogan.
Each generation gets better. Our next one will be real good.
Yeah. Our next one will
Cody solved racism. So see, he's the opposite. He's
just imagine Will Ospreay when he's Cena's age. He'll still be having 5-star matches every night, doing crazy shit. That'll be our best Hogan ever.
Will Ospreay will be dead by then for sure.
Well,
I'll love the entire time. I'll watch all the things, but he'll be dead.
So yeah, we were going to do a whole episode just about the morality of pro wrestling, just because of what's all happening. WWE to me feels like it is a representation at this point of MAGA. Like it is the MAGA Wrestling Federation to me. And for me, Lesnar coming back was just kind of the final, like combined with everything else happening right now in the country, that was the final step for me. So like I canceled my Netflix, I canceled Peacock, which then I find out that WWE is not even going to be on those things or on Peacock anymore. And now they have an ESPN. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on with the television deals that I'm not even trying to follow up with. So
Hey,
like,
let me give all our users, all our listeners, a genius idea. Download a VPN.
VPN.
Put that you live
Allegedly.
in Canada, and if you have Netflix, you can
Allegedly.
No, it's
Allegedly.
no. There's no broken laws in this.
True.
They can't legally stop you from using a VPN. And say you're in Canada, and then you can watch all the WWE pay-per-views on Netflix that you probably already have.
I can't look at it right now because I'm on my phone to record, but there's a very, very good free VPN that I have on my phone that I use in certain circumstances.
For my legal purposes, for my bird law degree, I need to state that I do not associate with these associates of mine. Their thoughts are their own.
Hey, even Cultaholic gave the same suggestion. That's where I got it from.
They're based in
for
the
what
UK.
it's worth, I'm one of those guys that I pay for every streaming service, so I understand not this VPN you're speaking of. So I will also be looking in the links.
I'll see what I can do.
No links. No links.
I used to have NordVPN when I had a little bit more money and I paid for it. Nord's great. I mean, if you can afford, like, it's not much for a monthly subscription to it. NordVPN is amazing. It's fun to just be like, today I'm going to be from this country, and today I'm going to be from this one. Like, it's fun to just jump all over the map. But yeah, so I decided that like this was kind of it for me with the WWE at this point. So I'm gonna I'll still follow some of the people I like. Like I'll still check out, see like I like Dominic Mysterio. I'm gonna check out what he's doing. Gunther, guys like that. So I'll still kind of like keep up with what's going on. But as far as watching it, like I'm just out. I can't do it. The Trump stuff is really it's just too much for me. Because like I've said to you guys a few times, like this isn't just like another Republican president that is a little problematic. Yes, all of our politicians over decades and decades have been war criminals.
The line is child rapists, right?
Yeah, like
the line's way before that.
To the point where once you get to the point where a guy is clearly best friends with the most notorious sex trafficker in the world, and who, according to sources that interviewed Jeffrey Epstein, taught Jeffrey Epstein how to use the modeling agency as a sex trafficking front, allegedly. Like that combined with this administration is purposely trying to make everyone's lives worse. Every single thing that you could think of an evil villain would do, they're doing. They've ended cancer research, vaccine research. They're tearing apart families, sending people to fucking alligator prisons for having a tattoo. Like one guy that was deported to one of these fucking prisons had a tattoo that said mom and dad. but that was enough for them to say it was a gang tattoo. So they fucking deport him. Like,
Families are just another name for a gang. Everyone knows that.
well, so we're a gang. Like, when do we get? Like, they're gonna see us and be like, "Oh, this
Oh,
gang."
so you're part of the gang breaks kayfabe. Yes, we are.
Yeah,
Well,
you're gone. Uh,
we should
it's
talk
just,
about this.
it's the most racist, evil, fucking administration we've ever had in our lifetime. I mean, Reagan was right before me, and they're making Reagan look like a goddamn leftist at this point. I mean, not really, because they're basically just using Reagan's playbook and amping it up. As I've always said, Trump is the bloated corpse of Ronald Reagan come back to haunt us all. So I just can't.
His trickle down is a different type of trickle down.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, I want to publicly thank South Park for having some big cojones on them.
Yeah. I mean, signing that new deal and then immediately,
Mwah.
yeah. I also, for any of you that might want to, a fun thing to do is to take Paramount Plus up on their free trial, watch the South Park episodes, cancel immediately, and then in your reason for why you're unsubscribing, fuck Trump, fuck ICE, fuck Trump, fuck ICE, and then submit it. So it's just a fun thing you can do if you want. You don't have to. It's a fun thing, though.
You're speaking like a man with experience on this.
No, not me. So yeah, I'm out on WWE. This was it. This was all I could take. So I am so pro AEW at this point. Other than the hesitancy to, like, they still have Darby Allin, which there's a lot of allegations, and a lot of the other guys had allegations against them got booted real quick. But Darby's still there, which is a little, I don't like it. But AEW still seems like it's more representative of society as a whole. So I will now be waving the banner of AEW going forward. And I think that'll be all I say on everything.
So what stinks for me in this whole situation is because of the type of person Brock Lesnar is, and because of what the situation is. I have a 12-year-old daughter who very much loves professional wrestling and watches it with me, and I am not going to even tell her any of this because she doesn't know any of it. So when Brock came back, she was hyped, and I just am going to let her enjoy it and not be like, we don't like Brock Lesnar because he's yucky. We're just going to let it be. So it's weird for me because even though I gotta stomach it and I can't sell it, I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
it's
that
much easier for me to be like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, it's very much the same situation Jim's dealing with at our household. Of the adults can have our own feelings on it, but because I do want my children to have a love of wrestling, and we're showing them as much of everything that we possibly can. Where I'm hoping that this too passes, and that we can move on with it. But yeah, with TKO taking over, I mean, Trump's been to every UFC event in years, and even though he is a Hall of Famer for WWE, he's yet to, I guess, show up at one of their things. I assume the things he'll show up at will be the ones over in Saudi, though. Like, I feel like that's where he's going to show up at, is going to be over there working deals with them while they're doing the shows for, every month is a different WrestleMania in a different country for 3 nights each month, just so we can keep getting more and more and more of your money.
Okay,
I
everybody,
don't.
I want use this moment right now, and think about if it gets worse, which it probably will. I want to know when you guys tap out and say, "I'd rather have Vince McMahon."
Well, that leads me to my final question. Once we get all of our final thoughts, I have a question.
So at this point, I will not be canceling anything. We also watch a whole bunch of things on Peacock and on. We've already
Netflix.
gotten rid of cable a while ago. So, which unfortunately, apparently, we should have kept the cable because then we would have had ESPN, which means I wouldn't have to pay $30 a month for the ESPN thing. But that's the conundrum that I feel like a lot more people are probably in me and Tim's situation than in yours, where you can take the proud stance and hold your head high.
Well, again, like I am same thing I had about the Hogan thing. I'm not going into anybody's posts. I'm not telling anybody what they should do. Like, I think it's ridiculous that seems to come from the other side, where they'll be the ones to come and attack you for having an opinion like that. Like, and I'm sure it does go both ways. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but like I'm not forcing anything on anybody. Like, I don't think anything worse of people. It's just for me personally. So yeah, it's not I'm better than those two guys.
I'm
Something
closer to
like that.
Cash on this one. I'm just getting
we know that.
real sick of the right wing adjacent stance that they're getting real close to here. I already don't watch the TVs. Like, I only watch pay-per-view. I don't pay for the app because I share passwords with my brother. I'll still check out the pay-per-views more so because I want to cherry pick the performers I like, but I don't want to support the company. I don't want monetarily to help them in any way. I'm just kind of like done with who they are at this point. TKO's pretty much proven. We're going to show you who we are. Believe us. If they think Lesnar's in the clear because he's not a stated defendant in the case, fine. I still think it's terrible judgment. I don't really see any positive to it other than bringing the whole lawsuit back into the fold again where everybody cares now. And it's a slippery slope because how close are we to Vince coming back?
So that is my question. With all of this, depending on how much longer he lives, I mean, he is an old. He's been going hard
His
for a lot of
mother
years.
lived to 105.
How many steroids allegedly did she do?
Probably just as many.
She's jacked.
And allegedly cocaine and whatever else Vince was doing. Like,
Allegedly.
but depending on how long Vince lives, how close do you guys think we are to Vince being back? Like within a year?
I would say my legitimate gut feeling is before the year is out because Cena wants it.
Okay.
I don't think it'll ever happen.
So
I don't either. I think that, I mean, if he's sold off his stock, the question is, what does bringing him back? I mean, again, we keep saying this about any number of things, but what good does bringing him back do other than
I'm talking about as an on-screen
it's not going to
character.
further their agenda.
I'm talking about as an on-screen character. I don't think he's ever going to have an office position again. He's never going to be in charge of anything. But I think before the year's up, they're going to use him as an on-screen character in the Cena story.
I don't think so.
So my thinking wasn't even that. My thinking is how long before he started to get mentioned a lot more again. Because right now he's kind of on that Macho Man Randy Savage Benoit list where you don't talk about Vince. So
I think he'll get mentioned time to time still. As the years go by, he'll get mentioned in this year maybe once, and the next year twice, and the year after that 4 times, and the year after that 8 times, and it'll eventually just become okay to do.
And once he is dead, then he will get mentioned in reverence, much like Hogan. We've completely forgot the fact that he was booed out of the building. They have completely forgot the fact he was booed out of the building his last actual appearance. Let's do a 10-bell salute, and let's do all these rah-rah things. 3 bell?
3 10-bell salutes.
Oh, that's like 3 bells. I didn't watch any of them, but geez. Never mind then. They really did hate his ass.
3 bell salute for Hogan, because Hogan's not going to work that long, brother.
Yeah, you got to cut time.
10 bells? Are you kidding me? Is Vince in the Hall of Fame?
No.
So I could see that being a thing
He had
very
a rule
soon.
that he would not go in while he's alive.
They will
Well,
name if there is a physical building, I can see them putting a wing that is the whatever, the Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
they'll just do the
Wing of sex
VKM
predators.
wing.
Yes.
They put
Let's
all
say
the wing of sex predators all in the one wing.
Oh, that would be the Hall of Fame. The wing is just the normal dudes that didn't do anything wrong.
I'd actually respect them if they had a sex offender wing. I would actually be like, all right, yeah, you're calling it out.
Mari Jannetty's like, so you're saying there's a chance.
He's like, hey, what about those of us that had sex with our family? What about that? Where do we go in there?
No allegedly.
Okay.
No allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, SummerSlam 2025, night 1, night 2. I thought overall this was a pretty bad for a big event like SummerSlam and going for 2 nights. I didn't think it was that great. Like just a average.
It should have been one night, and then it would have been a lot better. I don't mean keeping everything. I mean cutting out the things that clearly were in as padding that could have just been a SmackDown match. Make it one night instead of being the cash grab. And apparently you want it to be night 2, though, because there were 7,000 more people. So if they could do that...
Well, I think if they had done like Roman and Jay versus Braun, Punk and Gunther, the 6-man TLC, Cena and Cody, Rhea, Io, and Naomi, and then there's I'm sure one more, Dominic and AJ.
Dominic and AJ.
Can't forget Jelly Roll.
Like that's a SmackDown match. Like that could be on SmackDown.
Jelly Roll can be on SmackDown?
Like I get that you want. I know he's a big celebrity, so I get it. I understand. But I'm saying if you're going to cut this to one night, like there were 5 or 6, there were six matches that I think would have been a good
put it on Sunday Night Heat.
Do it.
Jelly Roll and Shaq? I would watch Jelly Roll and Shaq.
You're welcome.
SummerSlam was okay. I gotta pee.
All right. Well, this has been the Gang Breaks Kayfabe. Follow us on all of our socials. Quick plug for me, selfish plug. Check out my other podcast, Middleweight Mediocre, and I have a new podcast coming out. I'll put the links in the description, plus other things. We have another podcast coming out. Not really a podcast, a story time. It's called Lanterns in the Pines. I'll be narrating horror stories that I write. First one's coming out tomorrow.
And my daughter loves the preview.
August 9th. It's coming out now. It's 12:35. Saturday, August 9th. Lanterns in the Pines. All right. This has been the Gang Breaks Kayfabe. Kayfabe is broken. We're leaving. Bye.